Hey everybody, this is Yarince Pascual Mateo, your host here at Espera Que. Welcome back everybody to Espera Que. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day or whatever it is. Yay. It's been 3 months, people. 3 godforsaken months. No, it started in February. Are we 2 or 3 months? I can't tell. We're almost to April. It started in January the 21st, 21 on MLK Day, and then we had February, and then now it's March. So we're closing that 3-month limit. So we're past 2 months. We're closing the 3-month limit, and I just gotta say, it is getting worse and worse and worse. We got national security secrets just out on Signal group chats, which, wow. If for those who are listening to this and have no context, it gets way worse than whatever you're thinking. Kidnappings out in the middle of the streets and other great crazy stuff. But right now we gotta go over a couple quickies right now. So first, NPR, PBS, all our public funded media radio stations, NPR, they're on the chopping block. Obviously, they always are. Whenever Republicans want to cut costs, they always want to shut down pretty much essential media for everyone. PBS, NPR, for anyone who doesn't live in the States and stuff like that, they are public TV stations that give out free educational videos, movies, TV shows for kids and adults for them to be able to learn. That's where Sesame Street came from, Mr. Rogers, Daniel Tiger, Super Y, Curious George, all those stuff. They are great programming that has helped grow many people's childhoods. That was my childhood too. I didn't have access to cable. That was my crap. Everybody talking about Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon? Nah, it was PBS. Dragon Tales, Reading Rainbow, Curious George, everything. Go Fetch with Rough Ruffman. Oh my God, that was a good one. They're trying to get that. And we have like the crazies, like MTG over here, calling them communists. The Republicans just throwing whatever bile they can give at it, because this is media that we need. This is truth. They are true. The PBS is a reliable source, and it is such a great program. It gives us education while also being an emergency tool for us to communicate to anyone out there, because it's on free airwaves. Any TV, any radio, anyone can access it, and anyone can get the information for free. We should be funding this more, but for the great tax cuts that are coming for their great billionaire friends, something has to give, which is wild because it's only like 0.1% of the federal budget. But yeah, sure, that couple million, like a few billion, I would believe, just a few billion over like the 2 trillion tax cuts they're going to do. Like, wow. And then after that, Trump's tariffs game is, it's just embarrassing. This is just a tariff chicken. Like, I genuinely believe tariffs are just a smoke show for the really sinister stuff, because it is just ridiculous. 25% tariff on any other imported car, which is, wow, you're just kneecapping people right now. You're just making it even 10 times worse right there. Like, do you know how insane it is to be shipping like cars and stuff with 25% tariff? Are you insane? And now we have this promise of Liberation Day on April the 2nd, where the tariffs for Canada and Mexico is supposed to go on in effect at that moment, which we have reports that other tariffs are already in effect. And it's just a wild, like, mixed match of tariffs, because tariffs is a tool. It isn't good or bad. It is a tool to be used to help markets. Like, if you don't want a bunch of like crap from a different country coming in and hurting your markets, you add tariffs so people will rely on your companies, and that should encourage those companies to not get lazy and like, hey, let's make it like we are something to be reliable and become better. But truthfully, it doesn't. Not a lot of people are that nice. But this whole tariff thing, just blanket tariffs on everything, making everything expensive, ain't going to help anyone. And it is just a smoke show at this point. Genuinely a smoke show. Truthfully, the April 2nd date most likely is just a ditch for April Fools, because this is a joke. This administration is just a absolute joke, which when we get to that text chain, well then. To round about our fun news of the day, we have eggs. So the promise of egg prices, well, they're stabilizing, which is good. But there's a huge caveat. The thing is, instead of using our funds and resources to deal with the bird flu epidemic, making sure to actually use that money instead of giving it to the rich, which that's what they're doing. They're literally giving it to the rich. It's pretty obvious. They could just use that money to fund all the research and stuff to stop this bird flu and learn from it, and we never have to deal with this again, while also supplementing American families who are struggling to just have access to eggs and just be able to fix the market. Like, you have the power to do it. You've done it before. But here we are. They are buying cheaper eggs from South Korea, Turkey. Right now, I believe it's Brazilian eggs that are most popular, which they're lower quality eggs and they're cheaper eggs. I wouldn't say they're harmful for humans. They use it for putting it into the cartons or putting it in for dog food or something like that. Eggs, and where I live, I am in a farm. We grow our own eggs, so that's our own thing. But eggs, and I'm good with that. But it's kind of showing that they're willing to just buy eggs from different countries while putting tariffs on them, instead of just using our own money to just fix the issue at home. And it's wild to me that people still think this is a competent administration, but here we are, which we're coming up to our first break. And I got to say, when we talk about Pete Hegseth, Tim Walz, JD Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, Marco Rubio, and so many great stars of the Republican Party being caught on a text chain, giving out national security details of a literal bombing, which pretty much constituted war crimes for what the hell it was. So get ready for that show. Thank you, everybody, for watching our show. Listening if you're on our major podcast platforms on Spotify and Apple. I'm your host, Yarince Pascual Mateo. Thank you so much for enjoying hearing my annoying voice, and hope you'll have a wonderful 2025. It's going to be a long one.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Hey, everyone. This is Christian and Jenny from the Coffee and Pandusi Show. We hope you're enjoying Espera Que with Yarince. It's a great show. Also, I want to remind you to join our show as well, Coffee and Pandusi, every Wednesday at 10 o'clock on your favorite podcast platform. And Jenny's show, Two Queers in a Truck.
Absolutely.
Every Wednesday at 11:30.
2025 is our 2025. If I can get it out right without sounding like I'm we've got two wonderful shows that have joined the family of shows that we've done for 6 to 8 seasons. Yeah. And Yarince is a wonderful host, who's a wonderful guest host with Coffee, and a wonderful young man with a lot of great vision and insight. Looking forward to seeing his episodes flourish. And as always, thanks for listening. Otherwise, Christian and I would be just talking to ourselves.
That's right, and we do.
We do. Doesn't keep us from doing that now.
That's right. Enjoy the show, y'all. Bye.
Hello, everybody. This is your host, Yarince Pascual Mateo of the show Espera Que. We're going to have a long, crazy year. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening to Espera Que. Thank you for being here for me. I'm your host, Yarince Pascual Mateo. I hope you are listening to us here in any of our major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and hey, let's survive this 2025.
Bye, y'all.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope y'all are having a fun show, because now on to the headache. Because Pete Hegseth, our DUI pick for Trump's cabinet as chief of it isn't Homeland Security. That's Tulsi Gabbard. He's head of Secretary of Defense, which, wow, why would you give an alcoholic for that? Genuinely, I don't understand with giving addicts high level positions. I'm not being mean to people who have addictions. It is a disease. It is something we should treat and help people with. but I don't think we should give them access to like high stressful jobs like the Secretary of Defense or government efficiency, Elon's Academy addict, just to add that to be running things. That is pretty bad, because I wouldn't be surprised if this was a drunken mistake, because it was so apparently an Atlantic editor, Goldstein, Goldberg, I can't remember his name at the moment, but an Atlantic editor was added into a group chat. So Sunday we had so the United States decided to attack Yemen on Sunday. Why? To attack Houthi rebels in the area and stuff, which it is just a whole entire another can of worms of how Israel's genocide is just making us go more and more into violent side, because I think it's just disheartening at this point. But on Sunday there was an attack, but apparently a editor from the Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, he was accidentally or something, I don't know, by Mike Waltz, a security advisor at the Trump administration, into a group chat with Tulsi Gabbard, JD Vance, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, pretty much the head hitters in this godforsaken administration that we are in. And this editor, he first thought this was a joke. He thought this was AI, that an adversary was doing something. But when it was the confirmation, when Pete Hegseth put literal military commands and stuff from ComSec, which that's like the whole entire network that runs like our secure, high security, like no one should have access except the only people stuff. This is classified shit. You should not be posting. He posted information about agents in the area, which the CIA director Ratcliffe was in this group chat, which why didn't he tell him to shut the hell up after that? And he posted like what military weapons they use, where they went, how they did it. It is maddening. And the attack they were doing, they were bombing a suburban area just to kill 3 people. 3 people. They decided to attack one of the guys while he's heading over to his girlfriend's building. They said girlfriend's building. Mike Waltz happily, gleefully saying that his girlfriend's building is collapsed with him, his girlfriend, and anyone else in that same building at that time. That's a war crime. That is the wildest thing. Because, yes, this is grossly incompetent, like maddening, which I'll get to that point. But let's start with the biggest thing we need to know about this. They're gleefully talking about that they murdered people just to kill one guy for some group for a war that they promised us not to go in, but are aiding a genocidal apartheid regime. It is just maddening. But it gets even rage-inducing with how pathetic this is, because this group chat is on Signal, not a U.S. government protected encrypted software that makes sure that no one has access to this. No, a commercial civilian use app, Signal, which, one, that is so not safe if someone steals their phone, because someone will steal their phone. They will try to steal their phone. They can easily just access those messages. And 2, they had the group chat set that it deletes messages after 2 weeks, which is illegal, because this type of talk, this is cabinet level. You are in the cabinet with the president right in front of you talking over stuff, meeting levels information. This is in the records. This must be in the records. And that's just multiple felonies happening there. It is a shit show. And right now, the White House, knowing that this shit show's exploded, because, wow, JD Vance over here in the group chat is just ridiculous. And it's just maddening, because JD Vance personally talks about how he doesn't like how Trump isn't more isolationist. And he always talks about he is praying for the victory, which this isn't a battle. There was no attacks against the drones they sent to blow up this area. It was just a bombing. You bombed a place. You literally did a 9/11 on a bunch of innocent people just for 3 people. 3 fucking people. 3 people are worth that many, that is ridiculous. And the White House is trying to pull back. Well, first, they said, we are aware of it, and this is real, which is just wild. Then, you know how Trump and all the Republicans are. It's the Atlantic. They're liars. They're pathetic. They're just going after people, which their history shows otherwise. And your history of saying that exact same thing every time something true about you happens pretty holds true to this day. And now they're trying to work back, trying to make sure. Because this is serious. This is serious crimes. They are illegally, this is like Espionage Act level crimes. This is treason stuff. This is so egregious. It's the most egregious ever. This is bad, and someone's going to take a bullet. And it might be Mike Waltz, Pete Hegseth, I don't know. But this is ridiculous. Because not only are they gleefully talking about the death of innocent people, not only are they so incompetent that it is just maddening they have the right to ever say anything about anyone, like Hillary emails, or how immigrants are our national security threat, when they are literally doing it right in front of us and just giving it to the reporters right there. So it is just a very rage-inducing story about how incompetent and stupid this was. Genuinely so dumb. And the lies, they are going to keep on pulling and pulling. Because right now, when the White House said that they are lying, they never said anything. They literally posted the texts. They posted the actual text. They had screenshots and showed. They called the White House's bluff and literally showed everything. And they show all the tests that the editor was explaining and doing, which it is very obvious he is telling the truth. It is very bloody obvious. It is so obvious. And now ask a federal judge to now ask them to hold onto their records to see if they did this. Because of this such an egregious and stupid way, there's judges asking for an investigation to see if they've done this before. Like the whole immigration fiasco, when they just literally sent people who they call gang members. There is no proof of that. There is no due process. There is no judge. There is nothing. They have no evidence to El Salvador for a slave labor concentration camp. This is an actual slave labor concentration camp. It is already max capacity. They are already stuffing them way too full, and they are forcing them to do labor. This is a literal concentration camp right in front of us. They might have done group chats of this, and they might have said the most egregious crap ever, and it might have been deleted just because they know it is that bad. So we are in fascism, because if this is not enough, next segment's going to be plenty enough. So coming up to this break, we are going to talk about the continuing kidnappings and mistreatment from ICE, because I'm not going to lie, this is SS. This is SS behavior. This is the behavior they are complaining about 24/7. This is what we're talking about. Yeah, see you there. Hey everybody, thank you so much for being at our show today. I hope you had fun watching it on YouTube or listening to it on Spotify or in any major podcast platforms. Thank you for listening to our show. I am your host, Yarince Pascual Mateo, and I hope you'll have a wonderful 2025, because it's going to be a long one.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying Espera Que with Yarince, and I apologize for stumbling over the name. It's the first time that I've talked about the show, and I'm excited to talk about it, as we are offering, and you will see on our media pages, we're adding a lot of new shows that have nothing to do with me, but I'm here to talk about it because I'm kind of the company's spokesperson, I guess, or mascot, depending on the day. But anyway, it's a new, exciting, hip new show. I don't know if the kids use the word hip, but I do because I'm old. And anyway, it's getting the Latin Hispanic perspective, but from somebody much younger, from a Gen Z participant that is a young activist in our community. And Yarince's been on many of our shows in the Two Queers and Coffee family. And we look forward to hearing his opinions and thoughts. And I find this show probably one of the most interesting news shows. So check it out. It's available on our family of networks. And just like Spotify, Facebook, YouTube, as normal, all the same bat channels and all the same bat times. Come find us on Wednesday. There's something to watch every week. Anyway, thanks for listening as always, and we'll see you next week.
Hey everybody, this is Yarince Pascual Mateo, your host of Espera Que. Well, I hope y'all are having a good start of your 2025 because we're going to have a fun, long year listening to the news. Welcome back. So, descent of fascism, not going to lie, we're there. We're pretty much there. I'm not going to lie. It pretty much was most obvious with Mahmoud Khalil because before there were people saying it is happening. There are reports and people reports, like personal reports and stuff like that, but now we have actual videos, and now we have actual people, and now we had a political kidnapping. Like, this is illegal political kidnapping of an innocent man who had the audacity to use his First Amendment right, which it is amazing. They will call him protesting for the end of a genocide terrorism, but literal Nazis just hanging out at neighborhoods and threatening people with AR-15s is not terrorism. It's just, it pretty much shows that terrorism is just a label that people in power will label anyone just to make sure people hate the people they want to hate. It's pretty obvious because there are people who do acts of terrorism, and there's politicians calling people that they do that, which one is actually happening. The other one, most of the time, is a lie. So Mahmoud Khalil was kidnapped from his wife. He is a green card holder. He is becoming a legal citizen. This is the legal way. He is doing it the legal way. He is a legal human being. And which, a little bit, you cannot be illegal on stolen land because if it is just wild to be just saying there's an invasion when there was. Do you look at the history of this country? Look at the history of this country. It is impossible to say refugees, immigrants, people looking for jobs, people just trying to escape danger. It's the same as the invading forces that spread diseases and death and raping to the Native Americans. Because trust me, there's a huge difference between invading force and immigration. But he is immigrating here legally, and he is being detained because apparently his speech is terroristic because he is against a genocide committed by the apartheid state that we continue funding money and gladly getting in front of bullets for. And it's been a while. He's still in Louisiana. We still don't have any good confirmations. He has written letters and talk, but there has been others. We had the multiple flights sent to El Salvador because they went to send them to a concentration camp, and they just ignored judges, which that's a whole can of worm of constitutional bullshit. And then afterwards, we have more high profile of people's doctors. The doctor from Brown, who was not allowed to come back to the United States after visiting Lebanon. She's literally one of the most foremost specialists in her field of her medicine, and you're just denying patient healthcare just because she is a woman who came from a country you just automatically assume terrorist? And now there was a PhD candidate who was kidnapped by ICE in the middle of the streets. I would believe, let me get her name. Now we have Romizia Osterk. She is a PhD candidate at Tufts University in Boston, Massachusetts, and the video is just horrid. Thankfully, there is someone recording, and please, if you ever see something, record, because they are going to lie, and lie until there is literal video proof in front of them, and they are still going to lie until it's forced down their throat. So you must record if you see something. Thankfully, someone did, and this woman, she was kidnapped. Reports saying she was going to meet with friends and families to celebrate the breaking fast for Ramadan. I don't know. She was just minding her own business, and literally 6, 7, 8 agents. Like 8 or 9 agents coming from plain clothes, covering their faces from different cars, mostly men, 2 women, just surround her, grab her, pull her book bag, and force her hands behind her while pushing her to a car. She is trying to nicely and calmly get out of the situation, but they are just kidnapping her and not even announcing who they are, not even telling them what agency they are part of. There is no markings, nothing. This is fascism. This is how fascism works. This was the SS in Germany. This was the Italian, Mussolini squad in the Italians. This was the KGB in the Russia. This is like China's own agency. This is how fascist governments work. They send people to kidnap innocent people who done nothing wrong. Yeah, she is a student visa. She is here legally. I have went to college myself. I have met multiple people with student visas. They're not violent monsters. They're working their asses off to get a better education. And they're good people. And she is being detained for what? For what? No crime. No one has said anything. All we hear is the assumptions from racist jerks who say she is a terrorist just because she was a part of Free Palestine protests. Those Free Palestine protests aren't there to scare Jewish people. It isn't about Jewish people. It is about the genocide of Palestinian people. And they are out there standing strong and speaking out loud using their First Amendment right to speak whatever they can, and the government can't do anything, and speak the truth that there is a genocide happening, and we as a country need to stop it. And now the idiots have elected a fascist leader, and now they are just using them to go against anyone, and now are kidnapping and hiding people from their friends, their families, from the world. Not even their lawyer can access them and know where they are. Not even their lawyer. It is your human right to get a lawyer. You given that. That is a human right. Does not matter what legal status you are. You get a lawyer and they help you. They are doing illegal shit, and we are in fascism because they are now kidnapping and disappearing people for speaking up. Now they're doing the easy targets, the legal citizens. The illegal ones, they already went through them. The ICE detentions are already filling up. They're looking for more space. They're already steam concentration camps because there are camps that are only 500 full and have over 50,000. They already got the weakest. Now they're going for the legal immigrants. Now they're going to go for the naturalized. Now they were going to go for the citizens who keep on talking that shit. You are not, if you think you are safe, you are not. And if you want to stand up for this, you got to speak out because it is happening in front of us. And trust me, there won't be much left to protect you if you're going to keep your head up on the ground, under the ground, and pretending this doesn't happen. This isn't alarmist. This isn't 2016. This is 2025, and we already saw how bad this is, and now we're seeing it coming to fruition. So we need to stand tall because there will be Osterk, there will be Khalil, there will be many other people who names we may never even hear until decades later, until we finally get through this bullshit. There will be so many people hurt just because of the hate, bigotry, and insecurity and greed of little pathetic people. And we need to stand strong. We already saw, we almost made Elon Musk cry on TV and ask for sympathy, for empathy on Fox News because Tesla stocks are going down and people are vandalizing his cars. Those aren't terrorist attacks. They're vandalism. Trust me. Because the guy who tried to run over Tesla protesters peacefully protesting over Tesla when he was in an SUV, which wild, just wild. You're going to kill people, try to attempt to kill people with your car just because they're protesting your favorite billionaire? Pathetic. They are weak. They're insecure. They don't have that much power. Stand strong. Tell the truth and don't cower down because that is the only way for them to be strong. for us to think they are strong themselves, to us to think that they can do whatever they want, because they cannot. And we, the people, can push back, speak up, record, harass your congressmen, your senators, harass them. Don't be nice, harass them. Tell them they are fucking up their job and to do it, because we cannot continue. We have passed this line, and I'm not gonna lie, Germany is going to be the saints after this, because I know for a fact if Hitler was copying the fucking Jim Crow laws from the United States to make his blood laws in Nazi Germany, we're going to have it worse. This country used to cannibalize black babies or use them as shark feed in the South. This country used to just kill random kids out in the night in the North. This country used to just hang people just because they looked at someone differently. This country used to burn down whole entire neighborhoods because black people had the audacity to vote. We should never go back to this madness, and they are literally leading us to it. This is not hyperbole. This is literally history. This is literally how history repeats itself over and over and over until we learn from this. And we have been past all the emergency alarms. We have been past the red line. We have been used all our safety lines. We are here now. So I want anyone who is listening and at this end to understand that to defeat them, we just need to speak the truth and to not back down, because they're insecure, sad little babies who only thing they accomplished was be lucky enough to be born with money and white skin. That is all. We, the people, can stand up and tell them, go fuck themselves, because this is our country, our lives, and they're not going to take it from us. This is Espera Que. This is Yarince. I am passionately angry and very ready to punch a fascist in the face if I ever see one. So stand strong, fight back, record everything, and shut the fuck up if they catch you. Have a good day and good luck. Thank you, everybody, for listening to my very passionate and very angry recording of what is, I genuinely see, is my downfall to madness while living in the Trump President 2.0. But again, thank you for listening to Espera Que. Hope to hear from y'all to our next show. And please keep on moving, keep on fighting, and fuck fascists. Have a good day.